I declare this to be Astrotrain.
Why, hello everybody out there on YouTube. It's your boy Maxwell coming to you with yet another video review. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Siege/Earthrise Leader Class Astrotrain. And here we are, and there he is in his beautiful, lovely train mode. And first and foremost, as I would sometimes usually do, we would look at his packaging, but I don't have his packaging anymore because I decided to get rid of it. You'll need the boxes. No, I don't. Okay. Dark Moon. Him and his antics. He's almost as bad as Emgo's mascot. But anyway, here we have Astrotrain in his train mode, as I've already stated. And I will say right off the bat, I love this figure. I remember when I first heard that Siege and Earthrise were going to release a brand new Astrotrain. And at that point, I was still satisfied with this Astrotrain. But they've long since upgraded it. And I will say, I love what they did with this figure. So, enough of me gushing on about him. Let's get into the review. So, here we have him, like I said, in his train mode, and with him is also what will be all of his accessories, which are also nicely stored in this cab trailer thing. We're going to take this and put this off to the side. We'll show more about that off as we go on in the review. So, here we got him, like I said, in his train mode, and goodness gracious, is this a lovely, lovely train mode. They definitely are flexing off their engineering capabilities with this figure. I will give them credit for that. He's got a lot of nice molded detailing, as we can see kind of on here. We got a nice action. We got some nice detailing here. We got the back section here. We got the front section where the cow plow thing. We got the top here, which looks really nice. And of course, he's got the signature thrusters in the back. Something that this figure doesn't have. Oh well. Actually, he kind of does. That's beside the point. So yeah, he has 9 rolling wheels. We got 2 here and then 4 on each side here. And he can roll quite nicely and quite smoothly, might I add. Yeah, put that off to the side. I'm going to ignore that later. And so yeah, he can also spin, as trains should be able to spin. And so yeah. And now for a quick level of size comparisons. We're going to do them all individually, not as one big group shot. Here he is next to the Titan's Return Astrotrain. And we can see just how much has changed from this figure. This guy's twice as long as this guy is. Wow, how much has changed. And so yeah. And he's a lot sleeker too. I really like this one a lot more. So yeah, we got that one. Here we got him next to the Classics one. We can definitely see the 2 different styles. More modernized. G1 fan base community. Bullet train. Steam engine. There we got that. And of course, here he is next to his guy who helped to create what has become one of the most recognizable Decepticons out there. Him next to G1. So yeah, there you got that. And thruster engines. You go boosh. So there. I just noticed this now on camera with regards to this figure. With regards to so here we're gonna do a comparison of these 3 Astrotrains. Now, Generation 1 Astrotrain, we got these 2 weird little port things here. This guy's got them, and this guy guys got them. Ah, they're so cool. Whoosh. Choo-choos go by. Until we get into shuttle mode. Turn this guy around. And now let's bring in what is his coal thingy. I'm not a train guy. I'm sorry, Lazy Eyebrow. If you end up watching this video, I'm sorry. I try to be professional, but so yeah. Here's his coal thingy, which does have wheels both on the bottom section here and a couple right here on top. So this thing can also roll, and it's got a lot of nice detail on this thing, on this as well. We got a post here for the bloosh effects, as Emgo puts it, and yeah. Lots of nice detailing here on the bottom and on the top. And yeah, already showed off the wheels. All of his accessories store quite nicely into this mode. And so we will show off his accessories when we get into his shuttle mode. And as we saw, this section has 3 posts here. There are 3 ports here, which also are bloosh compatible. And this just goes into there like so, and he can pull that behind him and go da 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 da. Oh, wait, wrong universe. I don't care. Da 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 da. Alrighty, so that's basically it for train mode. I mean, if we flip him underneath it, I mean, yeah, you're gonna see visible head syndrome. He's right there. I honestly don't care. I really don't care. Because I don't have my trains displayed like this. If you do, good for you. But I don't. I usually have them displayed in robot mode. And in a special fan mode, might I also add. For those of my friends in the Rebels General server, you'll recognize this possibly. But, speaking of, that's it for train mode now. So let's get down to the transformation into his shuttle mode. This is quite a bit, so let's take this and put this off to the side. Get down to the nit and gritty and just the train section. To start off with, we want to take what is the cow plow section here and just slide that up. That will compress into there. Take these sections here, which are, untab them. There's just tabs, these 2 tabs that go into these 2 slots, and bring it up like so. That will allow us the capability of grabbing this section here with this section of wheels and rotate that around like so. We'll do that on both sides. Take this section here where flip out these wings, and this tab that is on his forearm here will go into this little slot right here. So we'll just untab that and bring those down like so. Where do we go? What to do from here? We're going to take his leg, this section of his legs, and just split them. And we'll actually have to split the whole leg because we need to get in here and flip in what is his what is the light section here into those legs and flip them around to reveal the front of the. Come on. There we go. Shuttle mode, and we'll just tab these back together like so, and we'll just bring this all up, and these will slide into some various different tabs and stuff, and just kind of all just tab together in quite nicely. The feet tab in together like so. There we got that. Take these sections here that we brought up from this side here and flip them around, and there's this post here that will go into this. There's 2 ports here. We want to put it into this port here. So as I would call it from this section here, the top one. So yeah, do that on both sides like so. And this is not done. We want to come around here now. Get our fingernails under this little tab section here and flip that up on both sides. That will free up this section here to allow us to be able to flip it up and around. Now, what we do have to slightly untransform this back section here in order to get it into the shuttle mode, because these tabs and these tabs tab and hold everything here very well securely in place. But we need to get this undone here and bring this back like so, because these sections here under right above where his elbows are will actually slide over these sections here, and these sections of his elbows will hold this fin in place as well. So we want to get that all into place and just re-tab this into place. This just goes into here like so. There's tabs here that go into little slots on this side and on this side. And then we just re-tab all of this into place, which is the only downside to this figure. It is... Oh, perfect. That was the easiest time I had doing that. And then just close these sections up like so. And here we got Astrotrain in his shuttle mode, and that is unsightly. That is the other downside to this figure, is the front looks great. The wings look great. From this angle, everything looks great. Then you look at it from this angle. And I don't want to be one of those reviewers to harp on it, because certain sacrifices had to be made. And you know what? I can live with it, because this guy comes with a buttload of accessories, and as a whole, it's still a really cool, great toy. So, let's get into taking a closer look at looking at him. Here we got the front section of the shuttle mode. We got the windshield section here picked out in silver. He does have the Siege battle scuff marks, even though I picked this up from the Earthrise line, but oh well. Here we got the Decepticon insignia on his wings, and yeah, we got the red section here. As a whole, I really can't complain too much about this figure. I really, really like it. So here's his back section here. There we go. Yeah, this is just a really cool, really fun figure. He doesn't have really any level of rolling wheels except for the couple up here, so those kind of can roll a little bit, but he's supposed to be flying. So he goes whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So yeah. Before we get into his accessories, let's quick take care of our size comparisons. Shall we? Let's. So to start off with, of course, here he is next to his Titan's Return counterpart, and yeah. A lot of compressing going on. They're about the same size now. We got him from the back, and this is where his thrusters are. I didn't even really think too much about that. So I will apologize, Titan's Return fans of Astrotrain. I still love this figure. So yeah. There we got that. Whoosh! Here he is, next to his classics. The classics Astrotrain. We could see, yeah, lots of updating have gone on from here to here. So, there we got that. And, of course, here he is, next to his Generation 1 counterpart. And, yeah. Need I really say more other than just, yeah. Vloosh. Now, I said we were going to discuss it, so let's talk about it. Let's get into his accessory trailer thing. So, this platform here actually has several varying different uses with Astrotrain. So we'll just kind of go into showcasing it off. It does actually slightly convert. It converts into a mobile launching platform. And so to start off with being able to do that, we want to take this section here and bring this up. It's just kind of tabs into place with these two tabs going into two slots here. Bring that up and like so. From here, we want to take what is going to be these sections here of the side sections, bring them out, and bring them up. And we want to remove his guns and stuff. Everything, like I said, fits into here really nicely and secure. So we got these two tab sections here. They'll just kind of tab into there. We'll take these guns and we'll take them and put them off to the side for now. So here we got the mobile launching platform for Astrotrain. And what you do is you take him in his shuttle mode and you just kind of plug him into here like so. And voila! It's a display stand of sorts for Astrotrain. And this is a really cool add-on feature for this figure. So yeah. So from here you can just go bloosh if he wants to. So yeah, so yeah, like I said, everything, all of his accessories fit into this thing very securely. He does come with several different accessories. We'll just bring the camera back in. And these are his various different accessories. Now, these can actually plug into him in his shuttle mode. Starting off with his one missile launcher, which I found to be quite dumb. He should have two, but oh well. This will just tab in kind of right here on that side here. He does include this gun here and this gun here, which are pretty cool, nicely designed guns. And when you combine them together, they kind of homage his Generation 1 gun. And so we'll just take those and we'll plug those up on top here. And then you got these two guns here, which are just mirrors of each other. Cool designs on them, nonetheless. And we'll just plug them into his wings. And so, yeah. There are some varying different ports for in his train mode, but I honestly didn't think to show them off because I'm not really a fan of vehicle weapon storage. So, yeah. My channel, my rules. So, wahaha. So, I'll just take these off. And these actually do have another cool function and feature for his robot mode, and we'll show that off when we get to that. And speaking of his robot mode, let's get down to his transformation into his robot mode. So, to start off with, we're going to take these sections here of what is the front part of the shuttle, split them, bring them down, and split his legs. And these will just kind of, I believe there's some level of like tabs and stuff. Yeah, tab right here on the inside of his leg. That'll tab into a little slot inside his leg. And that'll click into place. Same thing on the other side. Click that into place. Come down here to the section here. And untap his foot. It's just plug port. And so you just take that, flip it around. Little port here with a little post. Just go floop that into place. Do the same thing on the other side. Floop, and there we go. They're nice and secure into place. Unpeg this section here, and there's those two pegs. Bring it up a little bit, and then plug this post into this port here for a slightly angled look. It's a small thing, but it's a thing nonetheless. There you got that. And so here we got him in his lightsaber mode. I'm sorry, no, this isn't his lightsaber mode. He doesn't have one. Okay, now we'll focus on this top section here. We'll want to untab all of this. Bring that back on this double hinge, and this will just go in like so, and come up like so. This all tabs in very securely. And then bring this on a double hinge, bring that down, and then these two tabs on either side will go into the slots here. This port will go into that post. And that will clip all nice and securely. These are tabs, so they're supposed to tab in. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nice and secure. Okay, take the section here and bring that down and start bringing his arms down. But don't bring them all the way down yet because we need to flip in his tail fin. Flip that down, close these sections up, and they're just tabbed in. And voila. Bring his arms down. They'll click and tab into place. Untab his arms. They're just tabs here that go into ports here on his arm. Let's see here. Let's try to show that off. So tab, post, little slot thing. Untap them, bring them down, turn them around, and flip out his hand. And his hand will go kind of click. Do the same thing on the other side. And we're not done yet. The most important and most complicated part of the transformation. Oh, gasp. There we go. Here we have Astrotrain. The camera down a little bit. Whoop. There we go. In his robot mode. And I will say right off the bat, this Astrotrain is truly a micro-piece Astrotrain. Now, when I say micro-piece, I mean micro-masterpiece. That's what this whole Earthrise line, this whole Siege line, War for Cybertron line, has truly felt like it has been micro-masterpiece figures. And I gotta say, I've been enjoying what they've been doing, and I have a feeling they'll continue to have me hooked on getting some of these figures. I don't want them all. I just want a small selection and handful, but I will gladly take a small selection and handful. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at some of the detailing on this figure. We'll bring them up and bring the camera up. Here we go. And here we've got that lovely head sculpt that I was kind of talking about in some of the other reviews. So here we got like the Titan's Return head. Could easily almost swap these out if we wanted to, except for the purples. So there we got that. And here we got, like, just for the sake of how much has changed, him next to his Generation 1 head. So, oh, excuse me. And then just for one last little head comparison while we still got him up close, I don't have him completely transformed, so I will apologize for that. Here he is next to the Classics one, so we can see how much they look alike but are different. So, put them off to the side and continue going down here. On this figure, lots of molded detailing on this guy. Holy cripes. Lots of nice detailing all around. Nice clean backpack too. And just, yeah, as a whole, this guy's really cool and really nice. We got some got some internal detailing as well. I mean, I wanted to show this off too. He's got like nice detailing here on the back sections of his wings. And yeah, nice detailing on the inside of his thruster area. And so yeah, really cool, lots of nice detailing. Articulation for this guy, head is on a ball joint. He can kind of look up, he can kind of look down, he can look from side to side, he can kind of go, not really, but kind of. Arms are on a swivel joint here, so they can go full 360, but they do get in the way of the back of his wings. They can go in and out. He does have a bicep swivel and double jointed elbow because of transformation. Nothing really at the wrist except for internal, like just tilting because of transformation. He does have a waist swivel, which is really nice. Hip skirts move out of the way to allow for full forward kicking. And legs can go back only so far before the backpack and this section here gets in the way. They can go out to do full splits. He does have a thigh rotation. Around or under 90 degrees of bend there. If we untab his foot here, he does have downward articulation. Otherwise, he does have ankle tilting, which is really cool and really nice. So as a whole, this figure is really, really poseable. So we'll just put him here, bring the camera down here, put him back a little bit further, over here. And now for some quick comparisons. Here he is next to the Titan's Return Voyager class Astrotrain and size class discrepancy. Oh well. And we'll do one Astrotrain family capture. Here we got the classics. And of course, Grandpa G1. And I've got to say, that is one nice group of Astrotrains there. So yeah. There we go. Yeah. We got that. And we're going to take these guys and put them off to the side. And now let's get into his accessories. This was the part of the review I've been dreading. Because one of the things I haven't been doing with most of my Siege and Earthrise and stuff reviews is their accessories. However, as a leader class toy, I do need to show them off because they play an important, vital role in his functions. So, to start off with, I mean, you can weapon him up with his various different accessories. Like you can plug that onto there and you can give him his guns. He can hold all of his guns and be all full of like guns, and he can shoot up a storm with all of his guns. And yeah, you can do that if you want to. Otherwise, what you can do, which I think is quite cool, is you can actually take the guns, starting with this big one here. You take this other one here, you plug that into it. You take the missile launcher, and there's a port. You just plug that into here, like so. You take the two other guns here. You got the side port here that goes on this side here, and you got this one that goes in on this side here, and you got yourself a big old gun that he can hold, which is pretty cool. And he can kind of hold it with both hands, not really, but nonetheless, he can hold it, and he can hold it up without his arm giving out, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. And what I personally do for storage for this figure, for this guns, is I quite literally take this post and plug it into one of his ports on his exhaust valve and just have it mounted onto his back. And that actually looks really good for weapon storage, except for when that falls off. That's not so good. But nonetheless, that is still cool. So we got that. I'm going to put that off to the side. Now, you can actually use his trailer bit thing here as accessories for him. Now, I don't know fully all the official ways that you're supposed to use this one. Here's how I have done it in the past. Here's how I usually do it when I display him. Take these sections and pull them off. What parts farming? Shush, 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 shush. I don't care. Got these posts here that go into these ports on the bottom of his feet, and that gives him a little bit of a prop up, but he's still shorter than Titan's Return. He's getting better there, but still shorter. Oh well. Make certain this is all rightly in place, all well tabbed in. And then what I usually do is I take these sections and I fold them down. And this can go either way you want, because this section here can flip around to either side. But more often than not, what I end up doing is I take this section here, I tab it in, and I make it like a trench coat of sorts. Although I, generally speaking, will have it done on this side here, but to each is their own for that. But something else that you could do if you wanted, I haven't seen any other reviewer do this, so I might be the first. But you take this section, turn it around and flip it in like so. He's got this post right here on the bottom. I've been curious, what can you do with that? Then it dawned on me. I flip down his hand, plug it into his hand, or you could plug it into his forearm if you so desire, but that kind of hinders everything. Flip down his hand, plug it in, and you got yourself a big ol' shield, which is pretty cool. I will say that myself. And then you can just give him his big old gun, and he's got a big old shield and big old gun. And so, yeah, that is pretty cool if you ask me. Now, as I stated, there is something else I do with this figure as well for my own fandom fan base. My own fandom headcanon stuff for this figure. Because those of you who follow me on TikTok know I'm part of a group called the Rebel Generals. And I am the character that is dubbed Astrotrain Prime. He possesses the time matrix of Vector Prime. And as such, I have given him a Prime upgrade, where he has these two guns plugged in on his wings, like so. They give him that whole smokestack look. You got this gun, which is just his handgun. This gun with this missile launcher plugged in onto the side of it. And that's plugged in onto his forearm. Or is it the other way around? I can't always... No, this one is plugged in onto his forearm or up onto his shoulder section here. It varies from time to time. And then he holds this one. That's what it was. He holds this one. But here we have Astrotrain Prime or Vector Train Prime, something like that, done up as I have done him. Well, usually, this is usually down here. So that way then it doesn't. So yeah. So you got a lot of options and capabilities with that. And so there you go. There you have the video review for the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron, Siege, and Earthrise Leader Class Astrotrain. He is a really cool figure. And as of the time of this recording, you can still kind of find him before the Kingdom toy line starts hitting stores. So be certain if you want an Astrotrain, you want to have a complete Astrotrain collection, and or you just simply want an Astrotrain, pick him up. He is, I can't say he's worth the $50, but I can also say that it's hard to say. For each is their own with regards to their own budget and moneying. So I think that will just about do it. So if you enjoyed watching this video, please be certain to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with whomever you think might like it, and also to check me out on social media. Links will be in the description down below. And I think that will just about do it. This has been a really long review. So until next time, I will just catch you all later. Come on, fall down.
You will be certain to like and subscribe for more of Maxwell's reviews. Otherwise, I will personally wipe you out from existence. Just kidding, I do not have the means to do that. But if you want to see more Transformers reviews, please be certain to hit that subscribe button. And also stay tuned for more various different skits and videos. Bye!